But first, Canada's economic challenges are well spelled out for anyone who cares to take note. No amount of political spin can change the fact that our productivity growth is the lowest in the G7. Real GDP per capita, well, it's lower than it was in 2019. We have rising interest rates on federal debt that now exceeds federal transfers for healthcare. We got 500,000 more people unemployed today than just 2 years ago. And job openings, well, they're down 12 consecutive quarters. 9 million people are living with food insecurity. Since 2015, we've seen a 20% decline in capital investment per capita, while the US, on the other hand, has got a 20% increase. Now, look, I appreciate that millions of Canadians don't care about statistics, but the statistics tell a story that's reflected in things like 48% of Canadians have seen their standard of living decline since 2019. Recent Abacus poll found that 2/3 of Canadians are worrying about paying for necessities. None of this is going to be fixed, by the way, by photo ops or new trade with Barbados or Turkey or Kenya or Namibia. Let's get real. This is the real world where millions of Canadians are struggling financially. The reality where the Parliamentary Budget Office has warned that the current trajectory of federal spending and debt is unsustainable, and it comes with serious consequences. And as Prime Minister Carney conceded earlier this year, our economy was weak well before threats from Trump. The good news is that the current Bank of Canada Governor, Tiff Macklem, has made clear both the problem and the solution, stating obsolete tax and regulatory regimes amounted to, in his words, own goals that hindered business investment and innovation. And he calls for, in quotes, a top to bottom overhaul of government rules that obstruct people's ability to do their best work and businesses' ability to grow. You got Energy Minister Tim Hodgson admitted the destructive nature of our regulatory regime, and he stated, we're losing billions in investment because our regulatory regime is too slow. But the point is, for all Prime Minister Carney's talk about urgency, and he was right, along with his claim that he had a plan, my point is that nothing meaningful has changed. Yes, we have the 5 projects that our federal government has put on a fast track, but every other project is stuck in the same regulatory morass. You'd be hard-pressed to think of a single policy announcement, and there have been dozens, that would make Canada more attractive for capital investment, the capital investment we need to kickstart the economy. And it's not hard to do, by the way. For example, to attract private sector investment, we could to build a new pipeline so that we can diversify Canadian oil exports, reduce our reliance on the US, and get rid of that discount our oil sells at because we only have one customer. Prime Minister Carney could start by announcing the government's intention to repeal Bill C-69, that was dubbed the anti-pipeline bill, and Bill C-48, the Northern Tanker Moratorium. But the government hasn't done it, while stating they're also not going to eliminate the emissions cap. That increases the odds, though. If I'm a betting man, I'm going, I guess the government is going to continue to block arguably Canada's most valuable economic asset, the opposite of what Governor Tiff Macklem recommends. And it's not just the oil sector. Take the tech sector. The federal government has put up major obstacles to competing with the US. The proposal to increase the capital gains tax last year showed really a serious lack of understanding of the challenges that Canadian companies face in attracting capital, but also attracting and keeping qualified personnel. The US capital gains environment for tech, especially small and mid-sized companies, is several times more attractive when it comes to taxation, especially taxation of capital gains, even after the Carney government shelved that ill-conceived increase. Now, I agree with Prime Minister Carney in the need for urgency. The data demands it. Escalating deficits and debt demand it. Declining productivity demands it. On election night, he promised to do things previously thought impossible at speeds we haven't seen in generations. Well, here we are, 6 months on, and Canadians are still waiting.